So recently, I decided to watch a series of movies, and one specific trilogy from this series may have just become one of, if not my favorite trilogy of all freaking time. I am, of course, talking about the modern Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy. In my opinion, these movies are absolute masterpieces in terms of story, characters, acting, special effects, and much more. They essentially cover the life of Caesar, a chimpanzee who was born with an incredible intellect. He inherited this from his mother, who was experimented on with a drug that repairs brain cells in hopes of finding a cure for human Alzheimer's. Eventually, Caesar becomes the leader of an army of apes who slowly start to become intelligent as well after they receive doses of the drug that was given to Caesar's mother in gas form. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a remake of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, and it definitely feels the most like a summer blockbuster. But it still takes its time developing what's important. It does change a number of things from Conquest, but all of those changes make perfect sense. All they do is just make the movie better, and everything original they made specifically for this movie was also good. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes borrows much of its story from Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and it continues doing everything that Rise did well. Like Rise, it also has its fair share of action, which isn't handled poorly. Compared to Conquest and Battle, I would say that Rise and Dawn are superior, and that's because they did certain things differently which resulted in them being far more impactful. And it's not just because the effects are better, okay? War for the Planet of the Apes focuses the least on the blockbuster elements of these movies and is also an entirely original Planet of the Apes story. It truly takes its time to tell its story slowly, and I wouldn't say it fails at doing that. A lot of emotion can be conveyed in these movies with very little dialogue, and I think that's just amazing. It's a very hard thing to pull off, especially through layers upon layers of computer-generated imagery, but they managed to do it. Most of the references to the original movies felt entirely natural, but you don't have to worry about not having seen those movies in order to enjoy these ones, though. They stand on their own extremely well, and it's very clear that the cast and crew who worked on these movies cared about what they were making. They simply focused on lovingly preserving and adding to the legacy of the Planet of the Apes franchise and introducing its core themes to new audiences, while old fans received the chance to experience good Planet of the Apes reboot movies with immensely updated special effects, while also being reminded of those core themes and why they make these movies so damn good. If you haven't watched this trilogy, I cannot stress how much I recommend it. In my opinion, it's extremely underrated and deserves a lot more attention. So TLDR, a guy teleported into my room, forced me to review something, but then I was saved by a robed masked man who essentially said I was good enough to get recruited for something. Oh god. There's no need to be alarmed, Robber Fire. My name's Fiddlesworth. This is Skaggs and Pubjub. We are the leaders of a resistance against the Peace Lords. Peace Lords? Hey, I think I just met a Peace Lord. Yes, we know. We've seen your video. There's a few things you need to know. Firstly, the Peace Lords, at least the ones we've met, they're not the good guys. Okay. Second off, the man who was in your home, he was one of us. Hey, that guy threatened to kill me. He was bluffing. He's never killed anybody. And we would like to apologize for him getting a bit angry. That was a particularly uneventful day for him. Anyways, since you've been exposed to all this stuff, we were wondering if you'd be interested in joining our cause. I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I have a life back in my dimension. Alright, that's understandable. We'll return you to your realm if that's what you wish. Okay, you know what? You don't have to do that. I'll try to help out as best as I can. You won't regret this decision. Hobjob, why don't you show him around? Ganu! How did you find us? Your associate gave me all of the information I needed. It's hopeless, Fiddlesworth. We have this whole place surrounded, and we've already convinced the entire Lycra population that their mutation has evolved to kill them. Soon they'll all be rushing to receive our new cure, and that's when they'll turn into mindless slaves, knowing nothing but to obey the Peace Lords. You and your revolutionaries won't be able to change that. Pack everything up. It's over, guys. We tried. Does that camera work? Yeah, it does. Okay, is there a way for us to broadcast that footage? Yes, we have access to the internets of many different realms, most of them having very large populations. Okay, we need to do that, but we're gonna have to be quick.
And we've already convinced the entire Lycra population that their mutation has evolved to kill them. Soon they'll all be rushing to receive our new cure, and that's when they'll turn into mindless slaves, knowing nothing but to obey the Peace Lords.
We need your help. Our headquarters is located in realm 2478, and the address is 57517 Bluebird Court. Alright, all we have to do now is wait, I guess. Are you guys okay? I'm here to help you. Thank you. We need to get to a safe place far away from here. You got it.